Hi, Dr. Welch here. I'm here with Cassaundra Thompson. She's one of our graduated residents. She was our chief resident, and I'm catching up with her in her new job as an attending physician at St. Vincent's in Jacksonville, Florida. She's with an Ascension hospital there. She took advantage of our 150 plus hospital network to transfer to another Ascension location to better fit her personal goals. And I'd like to welcome her here today. So thanks for joining us.
Hi, Dr. Welch. Thanks for having me.
So tell me, what's it like being an attending now?
It is wonderful. It's very rewarding. It's kind of like everything that I've worked for the past 10 plus years has finally come to fruition. I feel very grateful and fulfilled, just very happy to be here.
Great, great. Now, why did you decide to stay on with Ascension for the next chapter of your life?
Staying on with Ascension had a lot of added benefits for me. Ascension's mission and values are ideas I think we can all stand behind. This idea of service to the poor and vulnerable is pretty standard across their hospital systems and ministries. They have a lot of similar policies down here, a lot of support. So even though I'm, over 1,000 miles away from where I did my residency, and definitely made the transition feel a little bit more comfortable for me. I also had the added bonus of transferring internally within Ascension. So basically that there's a lot of added bonuses to your PTO and retirement. When you start at a new job, you usually have to gain that PTO. But if you start gaining in residency, you can kind of transfer that over. So moral of the story is I have a lot of PTO, which I'm excited to use up.
That's great. Great to hear, and that definitely makes sense. As a new attending, do you feel that your support staff and office staff are supporting you for all your needs there?
Yeah, I feel very supported. They actually have a team in place down here specifically for new providers who are starting. So they've been very helpful to get used to the new EMR and just kind of making sure that provider burnout is at its lowest. So
I know that's a big initiative with all Ascension ministries, and it's nice to see that your ministry is, really taking advantage of that platform. So, how has Lourdes, prepared you for life after residency?
I think Lourdes did a really good job of preparing me for life after residency. The patients that we saw at the continuity clinic there really prepare you for just about anything. So I haven't had many experiences here where I felt like I couldn't handle it. The attendings are so wonderful and just supportive and kind of give you a wide variety of ways to handle situations so that you can come up with your best system. I feel like very prepared. I was prepared to come in. And even though the transition from resident to attending is certainly has its challenges, I feel like I'm the most prepared that I could have been coming in.
That's very nice to hear, and I'm very happy to hear that. So great, and you definitely worked hard as a resident. So I am not surprised. Looking back at your time as a resident here at Lourdes Hospital, what's your fondest memory?
Honestly, just that camaraderie between co-residents. I really miss that. I kind of, miss my friends. My fondest memories in general are just the moments in the continuity clinic, sitting there with my fellow residents and just, laughing and reminiscing and kind of discussing certain patient situations and being at didactics and learning fun, interesting things. I really miss that kind of group camaraderie that we had.
Yeah, and I agree. From what I see and what I hear as a director, I do think that's a very strong point for us here, and it's nice to hear you echo that. Is there something you recall a faculty member teaching you that you will always hold on to? I think back to like when I was a resident, and I still hear my faculty colleague voices in my head when I'm treating a patient. You know, what would Dr. So-and-so do? And have you had any moments like that?
So many. I can still hear Dr. Newman saying, well, is she pregnant? And so I hear that no matter, every time I do anything, I look at the age, I'm like, is she pregnant? So yeah, I just feel like the attendings there at Lourdes in the residency program are just wonderful. I had a lot of good advice. So it's hard to pinpoint one thing, but I do hear those voices all the time.
Good. What advice would you give someone watching this today who's thinking about coming to Lourdes as a resident? What would you say to them?
I would say keep an open mind, be ready to learn, be ready to make mistakes and learn from them, and just enjoy the ride.
Nice. Well, thank you so much for sharing your perspective with us today. It was great catching up with you. I know you're doing a great job there, and I'm very proud of your accomplishments, and I wish you all the best, and hopefully we can see you in person soon. But thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me, Dr. Welch.
All right, you take care.